Today's guest is Gonzalo Garcia from AgencyONE. Gonzalo, how are you doing today?
I'm great, Michael. How are you?
Good. Thanks for taking the time. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
I guess the first question we have is, what is your role at AgencyONE?
Well, I'm a partner at AgencyONE. I've been here since its inception in 2010.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And what makes AgencyONE unique?
Well, AgencyONE has been around for a long time, and we started back in the mid-'80s with Ed Lesher and Dennis Bartos. I joined them in '92. And we've had, a platform pretty much for a very select group of producers around the country. We aspire to serve a small group of producers in a very big way. So we're a full back office platform for producers that are working in the estate and business planning market.
That's great. And working with this select group, what are some of the industry trends that you're seeing out there?
Wow. There's so many of them right now, between all the AI and automation and all the InsurTech going on. I mean, our industry is changing by the day, as I'm sure you're aware. I mean, that's the business you're in. But from accelerated underwriting to electronic health records to enforced policy management, the industry is just changing in leaps and bounds, and we've got to be ready for that. We're doing everything we can to embrace technology in our end to continue to create more efficiencies and close that gap between policy issue and policy application. I'm sorry, and policy issue, and then of course policy management, which we're here to talk about today.
Yeah, and why do you think enforced policy management is so important and becoming a bigger concern for more and more people out there?
Well, the industry has done such a woeful job, and I'm not trying to beat up on the insurance companies, but the industry's done a woeful job in policy, enforced policy management. And I think it's incumbent upon us as distribution to work with the insurance companies to continue to do a better job at that. For years and years, consumers have owned life insurance, and if you look at the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and even more recently, there's so much underperforming. There's so much underperformance in our industry relative to product, and I think to a great extent, the insurance companies get a bad rap, and our industry gets a bad rap because of missed expectations. And when we sell off of a forward-looking illustration, and there's nothing there to manage it, just like you would manage a retirement plan or a 401k or something along those lines. We need to do a much better job at providing consumers something more than just a privacy statement every year, right? A bill and a privacy statement is all they get. So as we continue to move forward, I know AgencyONE and certainly Proformex are doing our share in helping drive more value to consumers, drive more touch points, manage this huge asset that they have more as an asset than as a death benefit. So the better we are prepared to continue to drive value and to continue to drive, expectation setting and make sure these policies are being managed accordingly, the better the industry will be and the better the consumers will be ultimately.
Yeah, and that's why we're excited with our partnership with you guys, because we are really trying to take it from reactive management to proactive management, stay on top of these issues, so corrective actions, if need be, can be taken and fix these issues. So, what are the opportunities you see in enforced management? Everyone hears about the headaches, but what opportunities do you see?
Oh, I think that for those people at whatever part of the distribution chain they're on, whether it be the insurance companies, the IMOs, or brokerage general agencies, or the producers themselves, we can ultimately deliver tremendous value to consumers. And I think at the end of the day, it's client first, right? We have to be doing the right thing for the clients. When you have changes in premiums and changes in cost of insurance, as we've experienced with a number of insurance companies over the last 5 years or so, that's a huge problem for the consumer. We have to do a much better job at that, and I think those of us that embrace this kind of technology platform are really going to thrive. I mean, we're going to have the credibility and the integrity to serve insurance and financial advisors, and ultimately do a much better job for their consumers relative, again, to the assets that we're creating, whether it be in trusts, in businesses, or for the personal use of the beneficiaries of the policies.
Yeah. So obviously, you guys have been down this road before, trying to support with in-force management. How do you see the technology changing for in-force management, and where do you see it going?
Well, we had a huge misstep a few years ago, and we don't need to go into the details of that, but suffice it to say that there have been a number of players that have made runs in this market. I think some of the challenges are really, the technology, which is carrier feeds. I mean, without carrier involvement, without the insurance companies creating the right technology bridges to help us drive that data into platforms that are going to provide, the valuable services that you guys and others are aspiring to provide for customers, it's just not going to happen. So that's certainly a challenge. And I think that, as the carriers begin to embrace this more for what it is, which is customer service, as opposed to what they think it is, which may be some concerns around replacement and other type activities, the better off we'll all be over time.
Yeah. So in your opinion, what makes Proformex unique?
Well, I mean, I've known a number of the players there, starting with you and Chad Neifer and so on. And, you guys come from the advisory angle. You come from the BGA angle. You know what consumers are looking for. You know what organizations like ours are looking for. And you guys have built a platform and a system that really drives value to us and ultimately drives the opportunity to be a better partner with the advisors that work with us and to drive opportunities for them around policy owner service, policy in-force management, additional opportunities relative to term conversions and term expirations, making sure that policies are performing the way they're supposed to be performing so that ultimately, you don't have those premium increase surprises and other things that we've struggled with over the years.
Yeah. Well, we're excited about our partnership and look forward to supporting you and your firms for many years to come.
As are we, Mike, as are we for sure.
Thanks again for your time.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Yep.